Hi everyone, welcome to another X-Wing installment. So we're going to have a look at the new Quadjumper now the article has been revealed. So just going to jump straight into it. We have the Jakku Gunrunner, who comes in at 15 points. It's pilot skill 1, has 2 attacks, 2 agility, 5 hull and 0 shields. We can see the dial. It's got some interesting moves. We start off with a 1 reverse bank left, a 1 backwards and a 1 reverse bank right, and then it has, going forwards, a left hard 1, a 1 forwards and a right hard 1. So I think this is the first ship that has 1 hards and a 1 forwards, but no 1 bank, which I find really interesting. Obviously it does mean that you can't quite do a reverse bank and then bank back into a different place. It's a bit weird, but it seems interesting. I'm liking the dial so far. And we have all of the 2s, with the 2 forwards and the 2 banks being green, and we have 2 sloops, both left and right. Then we have a 3 forwards, which is green, and then 3 banks. So a weird dial, to be honest. Really interesting. I feel like it's relatively slow, not being able to go faster than a 3 forwards on a small base as well, obviously. But the 3 forwards is green, so you can get around a little bit. It can certainly shift if it needs to. But the interesting part of the dial is obviously the swoops and the reverses and the 1 hards. It does have the fact that you can go backwards 1, but to clear the stress that you'll gain, you have to go forwards 2. So you can't indefinitely sit in the same position. You are always incrementally going forwards. Then after the Jakku Gunrunner, which gives us the base stats, it comes with obviously a focus action and has an inbuilt barrel roll, no target lock. It has a crew slot, which is really good for scum. It gives them a lot of access to all of the tricks. Has a bomb slot, a tech slot, and an illicit slot. Then we have Unkar Plut. He is pilot skill 3 for 17 points. Same stat line, no EPT, but his ability reads that at the end of the activation phase, you must assign a tractor beam token to... at the end of the activation phase, you must assign a tractor beam token to each ship you are touching. So if you can get him into a nice blocking position, you can automatically assign tractor beams to them. Again, if you can actually, we'll come on to it later on, but you can potentially double tractor someone automatically with him. We have a pilot skill 5 guy who is missing, but I would guess that he comes in at 18 points because Unkar Plut is 17 and the PS7 Constable Zuvio, something like that, Zuvio maybe, it costs 19 points, so a bit of extrapolation, I would guess at 18 points for PS5, but the good Constable has the ability, when you reveal a reverse maneuver, you may drop a bomb using your front guides, including a bomb with the action header. So this is an interesting one, because going off what the ability says is you can just drop the bomb. You don't actually have to spend the action, you just get to drop it, so you'll be able to do some reverses and dropping cannonets. And I'm already seeing people looking at using Bombardier as a crew and cannonets as a good one. I personally like the idea of reversing and dropping an ion bomb somewhere just for that extra control, and you can move forwards next turn and EMP them and stuff like that. So a good amount of control with this guy. Definitely a candidate for maybe VI to move last, and you can even go with the tech that lets you deploy at pilot skill 12, so you can make sure he's going to be in the position that he needs to be, and it could be a massive positional control piece, but we'll see how much impact that has. Then we get some of the crew cards. So we have Unkar Plut as a crew, and he has, after executing a maneuver that causes you to overlap an enemy ship, you may suffer 1 damage to perform 1 free action. So, an interesting crew. Not sure exactly how viable it's going to be. The actions are going to have to be really, really beneficial for you. It's the cost of a damage, but similar to Chopper, who lets you perform actions when stressed for a damage, Unkar lets you do them when you're overlapping. You have the Decimator title is similar. Obviously it costs you stress rather than damage, but works in the same way. There is another crew in the box as well, but we don't know what that one is. But now on to the interesting parts. We have the Space Tug Tractor Array. This is Quadjumper only, and it's a modification, and it has action. Choose a ship inside your firing arc at range 1, assign a tractor beam token to it. If it is a friendly ship, resolve the effect of a tractor beam token as though it were an enemy ship. So you can tractor beam your own ships if you need them to reposition. Obviously it will be small base only, and you will still suffer the negatives to your agility, so needs to be situational use of the ability. But this is extra stuff coming in now that involves not actually rolling dice to apply these tractor beam tokens. With the crew slot as well, if you can get to someone and stick to them, a perfect opportunity to get Ketsu crew on there. For example, if you put the Constable up to PS9, have Ketsu crew and this Space Tug Tractor Array, you can really start chasing someone down and just locking them down with the tractor beam, stacking up all of that agility. I mean, if you chase Fell for 3 turns and catch him, he's down to agility 0, which is pretty funny. Then we have another interesting card, the Scavenger Crane. After a ship at range 1 to 2 is destroyed, you may choose a discarded torpedo, missile, bomb, cannon, turret or modification upgrade card that was equipped to your ship, and then flip it face up. Then roll 1 attack die. On a blank result, discard the Scavenger Crane. So this one's really interesting. The talk that I've heard so far is people really focusing on going with Dengaroo builds and replacing Glitterstim on Dengaroo for the Scavenger Crane, because that lets you bring back his countermeasures. Because it's after a ship at range 1 to 2 is destroyed, I mean, it has to be on Dengar. It can't go on Manry because she shouldn't be at range 1 to 2. Or Lone Wolf won't be happening. So it's got to be on Dengar, which means it's got to replace his Glitterstim, and it happens after you destroy something. So I don't know. I'm a little bit averse to it on Dengaroo. Yeah, you'll get countermeasures back probably once in the game, even if you don't break the Scavenger Crane, but I don't think it's really worth it on that build. I think Glitterstim will prove to be a better option, but we'll see. Other uses for it, it's obviously the Z95 Swarm. You can go with an extra round of missiles potentially, because let's be honest, if you fire some homing missiles off at people from your Z95s, you should kill something, and then you get to flip your Scavenger Cranes again. There's also people talking about doing it with Prockets, because then you're guaranteed to be at a range. It's still a 4 dice attack, so you have a 4 dice focused attack and can stack the target lock on your way in. So fully modified shot, guaranteed kill something, and you get it back at least once. So I think that could be good fun. How viable it'll be, it still involves flying Z95 Swarm. An interesting one for me is throwing it on a pursuit craft, because you've still got another illicit slot, so you could potentially move stuff around. I don't think it's going to go on fire sprays that well. But yeah, the one that interests me, I liked the idea of someone thought about doing it on the torpedo boats to save points, so you can go away from having to use Deadeye. You can maybe afford PTL on them if you get scavenger cranes and just one torpedo. It's weird, but there's things you can do. I'm not overly think it's going to be meta changing, but it's definitely an interesting card. Now to some builds that I've been trying to come up with straight away. So we have mainly focusing on the Jakku Gunrunner. I really like the idea of having a massive control element in the list. So I was thinking about using the Jakku Gunrunner stats of 15 points. Then you put in a Tactician to take him up to 17 points. You can control that range 2 band quite well because you can go forwards or backwards, so should be interesting. And you do get the Space Tug Tractor Array as well, throw him up to 19 points now. And I think that you could stop there. If you really want to have your action on the turn you move backwards, you can go for the Pattern Analyzer, so that you can ignore the stress until you need to, but not 100% necessary. I think that's going to be an interesting scum control element, having the Tactician and the ability to tractor beam someone could be really interesting. Lets you move them around a lot, you're controlling ranges really well, and it gives you that double bubble of a range 1 in arc where you're going to tractor beam people, or a range 2 where you're going to stress them. So it seems interesting. I do like it. And again, you can if you're behind them, you can tractor beam them at range 1, reduce their agility to push them to range 2 to then shoot your Tactician shot at them. So some interesting quirks that you can do. Definitely going to try that one out in a control list. I might be more tempted again to throw on the hyperspace comm relay. Is it? I'm gonna have to check now. Where are we? Tech. Yeah, hyperwave comm scanner. That will take it to a nice round 20 points and give you the ability to deploy exactly where you need to. So you've got the advantage of being PS1 and the advantage of deploying last. So you can try and just exert that bit of control over your opponent and really mess with them. It should be good fun. Other builds that I like, as I mentioned, was the Constable coming in at PS9 with Kentsu, because then you get to just lock someone down really hard, and you can take in the way that obviously the card intends with the bomb and hope you get the crane working to get that bomb back. But I feel like VI up to 9 is 20 points, Kentsu is 21, and then the actual the modification for the Space Tug Tractor Array takes him up to 23 points. And yeah, I think that can lock someone down really well, reduce agility. I think that'll be interesting to play around with for 23 points, but I don't know whether it will be more beneficial than the PS1 version with Tactician. Both of them offer a lot of control in slightly different ways. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about this one. I don't know exactly how I'm going to change my super secret, not really, regionals build for if it comes out. Well, it should be out in time to be relevant for regionals. But yeah, I'm pretty excited. If you've got any thoughts on it, let us know. As I say, what builds that you've been thinking of. Are you going to try and do some stupid stuff like put gonk on it so that it can't gonk, don't have any shields? Or you can go with some IG crew and waste those points as well. Lots of potential for wasted points on this ship. But let me know what you're thinking, and yeah, we'll have a chat and see how it goes. I'm definitely going to be picking one of these packs up. Don't think it's going to be 3 or 4, maybe 2. I've got 2 Hawks, for example, but I definitely don't feel like you want to go 3 or 4 of these. But definitely a control piece rather than a direct damage. So yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all later.